All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of my podcast at 2.0. My name is Brian. I am your host. Today, we are responding to some listener questions, and those are in regards to software. We've also had a number of questions in regards to hardware, and those we will address most likely next Friday. We chose to hold off on airing this episode for Friday being the free version or open to the public version of iPodcast at 2.0, where Monday through Thursday are gated. You need to be a paid subscriber to a podcaster's newsletter over on Substack. And then you will get me 5 days a week instead of just Friday. If you can't handle that, I get it. My mom said I was too much for many people. Her other favorite saying was, I love you, but I don't like you very much. But those are stories for another day. Today, we are going to get into software. And once again, I am in studio by myself, running everything by myself. So if I'm looking over here or over there, please just, bear with me. It is my intent to stare you dead into the eyes the majority of this show. So software, let's divide things into live shows versus edited shows. So we're going to start with live. I am live right now on bullhorn.fm. If you are hearing this on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, please head over to bullhorn.fm, download the app for your mobile device or hit that in your browser, and you will see iPodcast that 2.0 on the homepage under the Live Now section. You can click that link and join us. And I will see you pop up in my listener count over here. And you will even have options to call into the show, and I can add you to the show. Let's try to keep things PG-13. If you have questions, there's a Q&A section that you can hit. And I will make sure there's no unanswered questions by the end of this broadcast. So other than Bullhorn, which I just gave you a little tutorial about, for live shows, some of my customers, we do use Streamyard. That allows us to also stream to multiple platforms simultaneously, to include LinkedIn. And the majority of the shows that we utilize Streamyard for are business shows because we can pass through to LinkedIn. And that's where their primary audience is. I did get a business show to migrate over to Bullhorn for the additional functionality. And, LinkedIn audience is just going to have to come over and join us here on bullhorn.fm because we cannot upload a video longer than 10 minutes to LinkedIn. We will continue to build LinkedIn posts directing them to the Bullhorn episode so they can consume it there if they choose. So Streamyard, Squadcast allows you to stream live. Riverside allows you to stream live. It's been a long time since I've used Squadcast, so I really can't speak to that. Now, Riverside, we do use here in the studio. However, we do not use it to stream live. We use it to record remote guests because we get their mic as a separate track where we have much more control in the editing process. So in addition to just these platforms to stream, I also use a piece of software called ATM Software Control. That's because we use an ATM switch, which allows me to do the full cover overlay like you're seeing now, or I can kind of be half in, half out. Ooh, it's a ghost. That is, again, another piece of software connected to a piece of hardware. We also use Ableton Live, which is a piece of software, and we have a piece of hardware, the APC 40, which is a tactile control board to control everything going on in there, like my intro music, or maybe just some soft, subtle background music while I'm talking. That is another piece of software we use. We actually use a Stream Deck in here, which has a software component for the hardware, so we can just push a button and tweet out live during broadcasts. Software other than that, it's just drivers to run cameras, drivers to run audio interfaces, etc. But for live broadcasts, those are the main pieces of software. Bullhorn, Streamyard. That allows us to broadcast live. Recorded and edited shows. Again, I referenced Riverside, which can stream live, but we use it to record audio. We also record audio onto hardware in the boards. Depending on what we're doing, it could be the Zoom L8 and or the Zoom L20 and or software. We primarily use Hindenburg for recording and editing audio. Ableton will also record and edit audio for us. Before I move on, I'm working with a studio in LA called Growth Network Podcasts, and him being Linz, the proprietor there, and myself, we partnered on a show called Feed Drops, which is what you're seeing now. Feed Drops, you're not seeing now. Feed Drops is a podcast about podcast discovery. Linz and I review 2 different podcasts. I pick one a week. He picks one a week. We listen to each other's podcasts. We play snippets. We talk about it. That show, the software, we record straight into Hindenburg. We also pass through to Streamyard to have a video of it. The video and audio goes out to premium subscribers on Substack, and then it is released a week later to the public on all your favorite podcast players. He is a big fan of, let's get me back on the screen. He is a big fan of Descript. Got it wrong in my head. Late in the day, Friday, long week. And he's been doing a lot of recording and editing in Descript. Now, this is a cool thing about Descript. You have a video, you have your audio track, and then you have words. If you select words and delete them, it also deletes it from the audio and the video, which is kind of cool. There's some really cool tools on the market coming out now. I do have a Descript account. I do use it to transcribe video and or audio from time to time for special projects. However, I'm not a heavy user of it like Linz is. Great tool. Linz also uses Pro Tools. He's much more advanced when it comes to software. I like Hindenburg because it's down, dirty, quick, fast. It gets the job done. There's enough tools for audio podcasts. It's been a great tool for us here. And we have multiple licenses. Everybody that works on a Sitch Radio show has a license of Hindenburg. That way we can pass projects around for different tasks. Audacity is a great tool. I think every podcaster started with Audacity and or GarageBand. I personally have never edited in GarageBand. I'm not a Mac guy. I'm a PC guy. Therefore, it was Audacity. But we pretty much migrated from Audacity. We worked with Adobe Audition for quite a bit. And then after Audition, I moved to Descript. Wow. I moved from Audition to Hindenburg, not Descript. And Hindenburg's just been a great tool for us here. So those are the main pieces of software that we utilize here in the studio. If you have questions about them or would like links to each individual, you can visit sitchradio.com. And let me throw a little clickable link up there for you now. There is a podcast on your own page with a lot of the hardware and some of the software that we use. Links there. They are affiliate links. We appreciate the support. No extra cost to you, but that is available for you there. And this is one thing I love about Bullhorn, man. I just threw a clickable link onto the video, which is way cool. And poof, it's gone. So that's going to pretty much wrap it up for today's episode. We covered software we utilize. There's a learning curve to any software that you get into. University of YouTube is awesome for learning. If you don't have a formal education background in audio engineering or editing, recording, etc. And then next week, again, like I said, we're going to cover hardware. I'm going to save that for Friday as well. And that wraps up iPodcast Act 2.0 this week. We appreciate you watching and or listening. And again, if you like this show 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, you need to head on over to Substack, search for a podcaster's newsletter. You will find it, subscribe, or the cost of a macchiato caramel cracker macca, you'll get me 5 days a week. Appreciate the support. Everybody have a great weekend. We will see you